everyone, and welcome to Canvas What's in It for Me, presented by the Technology Training Team. We are so excited to have you here today, and we can't wait to present to you about Canvas so that you learn a little bit more about the tool. So, as you can tell already, we are using the WebEx tool, and we will be using four main features to connect and communicate. So we'll be using reactions, Q&A, the chat we will be using primarily to share links. We have just disabled it so that we make sure that the links get to you in a clean fashion. And we'll also use a tool called Mentimeter, which is outside of WebEx, but we'll just kind of bounce back and forth a couple times. So a few things that we're going to be looking at. First, the unmute button. We're not going to be using that today. So you can just disregard that. And you can also feel free to turn off your camera. We're not going to be using our cameras today. So you can feel free to turn that off. In addition, we will be using the reaction button. So if you want to just kind of click on that and give us a reaction about how you're feeling this morning, then that would be great. And we can just kind of see that. I see a thumbs up. I see some thumbs up. Oh, I love that. I love that. Some smiley faces. Yes, that is fantastic. So we are so excited to be here with you too. In addition, you'll see when you click on that you have your different options there. Okay. Also, we will be making use of the Q&A. So if you have a question, then feel free to click on that button and you'll be able to just type in your question. We're going to see that in just a second. But if you don't see it, you might want to click on the three dots and then it'll open up a window with different options, and Q&A will be one of them. And we'll ask that in Q&A, you limit your questions to what we're covering in the content, not necessarily using it to say good morning or shout out your school. Even though that's cool, we're excited that you're excited, but just use the Q&A to ask questions about the content, because we want to make sure that everyone can kind of see the responses as we answer the questions. So we want to keep that clean as well. So we have a lot of people here. So that is very much appreciated. So please note that this session is being recorded. So if you do not want your face to appear, if we do use this session to send it out, then just make sure that your camera is off at this point, please. So once again, this is the Canvas What's in It for Me session presented by the Technology Training Team. Today, your presenters are Michelle Conti, Gina Tuzo, and myself, Sarah Thomas. So you're going to be hearing our voices and seeing our faces at different points during the session. This is not a how do I use Canvas. We encourage you to attend a Canvas 101 session, and we'll show you how to sign up for those a little later on in the presentation. But we're going to look at the following questions, like what exactly is Canvas? How does it fit into PGCPS this upcoming school year? You'll also look at what it looks like from a student's perspective. So it'll prepare you to log into Canvas and decide if you want to use Google Classroom or Canvas as your digital platform this year. So we'll also see how it compares to Google Classroom, what it looks like for a student and a teacher, and what we need to know in Canvas. So the very first thing that we're going to do, the very first activity, one of my colleagues will place in chat a link to a tool called Mentimeter. So Mentimeter is a really cool tool. And the question will pop up on your screen once you go to the link that's going to ask you, when I think of Canvas, I feel. So you will fill in the blank. How do you feel when you think of Canvas? So just look for the link in the chat, and then you're going to go there and put in these terms. And it's going to create a word cloud so we can see kind of how we're feeling as we're thinking of Canvas. Okay. So I'm seeing that some people are putting their responses in the chat. We're going to ask you to go to the link. All right, so I'm seeing nervous, pretty good, curious, confused, okay, all right, uncertain, pretty good, optimistic, excited, encouraged, uncertain, okay, confused, hopeful, optimistic, love that, A little stressed. Okay. Okay. Unsure. Reminiscent. Oh, I'm intrigued by that. Okay. Some frustration. All right. Okay, great. So you can feel free to continue putting in your answers. And as you do so, then we hope that some of the more negative feelings, we hope that those turn into positive feelings by the end of the session. So thank you so much for putting in your answers regarding that. All right. So we're about to switch the slides. So just take a couple more seconds, maybe 5 more seconds or so to answer that question. And what we're going to do next, we're going to ask you a second question, which is what brought you to this session today? All right, so let me see. All right, I'm seeing some responses. What brought you to the session today? So you can choose all that apply. So a lot of people are saying that they're curious about how PGCPS will use Canvas this year. Just wanted some general information, having trouble deciding, and some others as well. Okay, that is good. So, oh, this is fascinating. Seeing that it's like a race between two different options, right? That are coming out on top. So, okay. So this is fantastic. Um, so we are happy to have you here, regardless of what exactly brought you. We're super happy to have you here and to share with you more about Canvas. All right. So moving on, if you could come back to the WebEx window, if you're not already there, then we're going to come back to the presentation. So let's talk a little bit about what Canvas is. Canvas is what's known as an LMS, which stands for Learning Management System. It's designed to help distribute and collect assignments, share resources, and it works in virtual and a one-to-one classroom. So this is a very robust tool. We have a Canvas overview video that's linked on this slide. And if you have not yet had a chance to view it, then you can access it at the end of this video. Okay, so if you didn't watch it, then again, you can watch it at the end of the session, or you can watch it during a break. Okay. All right. So why Canvas? Oops. Okay. So this is it wants to play, but we don't want it to play right now. So you can go back and take a look at it and see exactly what Canvas has to offer if you haven't already seen the video. So you might be asking yourself, why move to a tool like Canvas? So as a robust learning management system, there's a lot of things that it can do, and it will help us to create a consistent learning environment for our students. One of the main features of Canvas is something called Commons. And what Commons does, which is it's a great feature in Canvas, it allows us to create PGCPS created and curated resources that you as a teacher can import directly into your course and use it to help support instruction. So pretty much if my friend is doing something amazing at another school and it's in Commons, then I can do the same thing myself. So this contributes to a more consistent, high quality experience for teachers and for students. In addition to easy access to curriculum documents and resources, then teachers will automatically have Canvas courses for each of the courses on their School Max schedule. So let me say that one more time. You will have Canvas courses for each of the courses on your School Max schedule. Not only will you have a course in Canvas, but this course has the appropriate course template as well as up-to-date student rosters and co-teachers. So it pulls from SchoolMax and it will help to keep all of your students onto that LMS. Okay. Beyond the access to the curriculum resources and automatic course creation and rostering, Canvas also integrates with many of the tools that we use in our district that you may already be familiar with, such as Google, Nearpod, Pear Deck, and Kami. So if you're already using these tools, Canvas it can integrate them seamlessly. Next year, many textbooks will also be available in Canvas. So let's talk a little bit about the timeline. You might be wondering, when and how will all of this happen? So we're just going to take a look at the rollout plan for Canvas in our district. So we are now here in fall 2021, okay? So as part of this ongoing process. The Department of Curriculum and Instruction is developing modules and activities for various courses and grade levels. So, starting this fall, then teachers will access the curriculum maps via the help menu in Canvas instead of on the staff portal. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. So, instead of going to the staff portal, you can access the curriculum maps in Canvas. You can access Canvas via Clever, and later on, you will be able to do so in the staff portal. Teachers are expected to regularly use one of our supported digital learning platforms this year. So teachers have the option to choose between Canvas or Classroom. So hence this session. This is where we are right now. So you can choose if you want to use Canvas or Classroom. Having an established digital learning presence will allow students to have a clear home base for information, provide easy access to digital assignments and resources, and will provide them in case our learning environments go through another shift during the year. Um, as far as winter 2021, then there will be open Canvas access to parents. So there'll be observers in Canvas and they'll have view only access to their students' courses. More details about this will be shared later on this fall. Now, fast forward to spring 2022. So, as we move into the spring of 2022, we will introduce Canvas as a platform for self paced and instructor led professional learning opportunities. So, when you're thinking of your FFT Domain 4, then you'll start seeing a lot more of that available in Canvas, the different professional learning opportunities that you can take. We'll also begin to investigate the possibility of sending grades from Canvas to SchoolMax. So that's exciting. So if this integration is possible, it will not be configured until the fall of 2022, but that is the next school year. So if this is possible, then that would be a great thing because your grades will go directly from Canvas to SchoolMax. However, keep in mind, this is not in place yet. So right now, the same process that we're used to, okay? Speaking of fall 2022, next fall, all teachers who regularly meet with students will be expected to use Canvas as their digital learning platform. So we're all going to make that shift. So if you do decide to hop on board this year, then you'll already be a year ahead of the game. When possible, textbooks and related resources will be integrated with Canvas. And as a side note, for the entirety of the upcoming school year, then all textbook resources will remain in Clever. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I am going to pass it over to my colleague, Michelle Conti, who will tell you a little more about Canvas versus Classroom. So let me pass it over to her literally. So passing presenter privileges. All right.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And I just answered some of the questions that you all have in the Q&A, and they're great questions. So we really want you guys to become much more relaxed and calm over time as you become more comfortable with Canvas. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to talk to you about the Canvas student experience. So in a moment, you guys are going to be able to access Canvas as a student. We're going to give you a presentation that will walk you through the various features available to you in Canvas, but from the student perspective. We want you to use this opportunity to click around, to become familiar, and to see what your students will be able to do. But don't focus on how Canvas works. Instead, focus on what kinds of things can I do in Canvas as a student. Now, if you want to keep your Google Classroom hat on in terms of what your kids can do there, it's okay to do that comparison, but be open and really take advantage of the robust system and options that Canvas is offering from the student perspective. So my colleagues are going to drop a link in the chat. We're going to give you 5 minutes to explore this presentation to see what your students can do in Canvas. Then we're going to shift and talk about what you, the teacher, can do in Canvas. So we're going to go ahead, start that 5 minutes, and my colleagues will drop in the chat the link to the student experience presentation. And as you're looking around, I'll just kind of talk through three things as well. When you first log into Canvas, the first place you land is your dashboard, which will show you, the student, the classes you have. You can also see an announcements page, which will let students know what's new, what's due. We've given you examples from elementary, middle school, as well as high school, just trying to make sure all of our levels get a good, clear view of what Canvas looks like from that standpoint. We also highlighted the student calendar so that our students can see when they have due dates for their various activities. We will not go into modules and pages during this session, but you'll see an example of what modules and pages look like from the student perspective. When you visit us for the Canvas 101 session, we will go into great detail about what a module is, a page, and how to create assignments. The great thing we do want you to pay clear attention to as a student is you have options in how you turn in assignments. As a student, I can turn in text-based assignments. I can turn in links to assignments as well as media recordings. That could be video or that can be audio. And you all, when you set up your assignments, we show you in the 101 class how to give your students options. They can also upload assignments. So I'm going to stop talking and allow you to finish navigating through the student experience. And if you want to learn more, we do have a bit.ly at the end of that presentation, which will take you to our T3 site where you can find all of our Canvas resources. All right, welcome back. So I want you all to use the emojis and let us know your overall impression of Canvas from the student experience. How do you feel from the student experience? I'm seeing some wows. Okay, those are healthy and that's okay and they're welcome. A lot of wows, a couple of happy faces and thumbs up. Very good. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you all being open-minded, going through the presentation and just checking out what your students will see once we really get into the thick of doing Canvas on a daily basis. So now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about the teacher experience. Okay, now there are some things that I want to make very clear because in a moment we're going to show you how to go into Canvas. And if you're not able to get in, we want to explain a possibility as to why. In order for you to be able to access Canvas, you must be assigned as a primary educator to at least one course in SchoolMax. That course must have at least one student on the roster, okay? We understand that right now that schools are still doing scheduling. So we're going to ask that you give your schools grace as they are working out all scheduling conflicts, issues, and situations at this time. All right? Okay, so let's talk about how to access Canvas as a student as well as a teacher in the district. Teachers can access Canvas via the main menu of the staff portal. There is now a button or tab on the staff portal that you can click on that says Canvas. If you are school-based but not assigned to a course in SchoolMax, or you're not assigned to a school, you may not be able to access Canvas today. That's just today. That doesn't mean you won't be able to. If that is the case, feel free to just observe the next few portions of today's training, okay? Also, students will access Canvas via Clever. Now, again, if you're having difficulty accessing Clever or Canvas, you may be new to the district or you may not have had students assigned to you last year. It's okay. Please be patient. and watch for now as we're still working through the process systemically to get everyone connected. So let's talk about some Canvas elements, and these are very, very important. We have 3 elements that we're going to introduce you to within Canvas. One is the Curriculum Hub, where you will access your curriculum and resources. The next is Commons, and then there is the Canvas dashboard. So again, the Curriculum Hub allows you to access your curriculum like you've done before. Now it's just available within Canvas. Commons, and my colleague Sarah mentioned Commons in her opening this morning. But Commons is the digital library full of educational content where educators can find, import, and share instructional resources. Commons is where you can access the resources and course templates created by curriculum and instruction for all content areas. Okay? And then lastly, the dashboard. The Canvas dashboard allows you to access your different courses, as well as any courses, sandbox courses you are building. And a sandbox course is just a little play area or a class that you can build that you won't share with anyone, but allow you to practice becoming familiar with how to use Canvas. In a moment, we're going to take you to how to access Canvas, but I just want to reiterate the following information, and I'm going to read the slide to you for emphasis so that everyone fully understands. Troubleshooting Canvas and Clever Access issues. Number 1, can you log into SchoolMax? Right now, if you cannot, check your credentials and make sure you have a SchoolMax account. If you don't, talk to your administrators at your school so that you can get a SchoolMax account. Number 2, are you assigned as a primary educator in SchoolMax? If not, your scheduler should assign you as the primary educator to your courses. You may have to give them grace as their hands may be full right now. Okay, number 3, do you have at least 1 student on your roster in SchoolMax? If not, your school scheduler must assign students to your courses. And then lastly, if you can say yes to all 3 questions, wait 24 to 36 hours for the data to sync within SchoolMax to Canvas to Clever, and then try again. All right? All right. If you still don't have access after 36 hours, submit a help desk ticket and describe your issue so that we can work out these kinks. Okay, so that's it in terms of me reading everything from a slide. Let's go ahead and take the Canvas challenge. All right, in a moment, you're going to access the link in chat to go into Canvas, okay? Now, I want you to spy with your Canvas eye the following elements. See if you can find the Curriculum Hub, Commons, and your dashboard. The dashboard will be easy because that's where you're going to land when you go into Canvas. I'm sorry. Anyway, so when you're done, you're going to come back to WebEx and we're going to continue talking through this thing. So we're going to give you 5 minutes to take the Canvas challenge. Let's go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I do recognize that everybody may not have been able to go into Canvas, or you may not have seen anything. So just as you all are amazing teachers and you model even after your students have explored, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm on the staff portal. And remember, we said the way that we teachers access Canvas is from the portal. And look what we have here, the Canvas tab now here. Awesome. So I'm going to click on Canvas. And because I'm always in it, it automatically logged me in. But if I wasn't, I would have to enter my PGCPS credentials, my username and my password, the same that I use for my email and all other PGCPS EdTech tools. Okay, remember I said that the first place we land is our dashboard. And so you may see some notes or announcements from the district, I can get rid of that by clicking the X. I'm going to leave it there for now. You're going to see it says dashboard, and you're going to see all of the classes that I have currently published. That means the students in my class can access all of the content within my published courses. If I scroll down, I'm going to see my unpublished courses. That means the students, if they're students in this course, the students in this course cannot see my content because the class is not published. If I wanted to publish it, all I need to do is click on this publish button, but there are a variety of places where I can publish my courses. And we go into details about that once we are in the Canvas 101 class. All right, let's look at the global navigation. The global navigation is on the right-hand side. You will see the PGCPS icon, your account information. The great thing about that, you can add your picture, or if you have a Bitmoji, you can add that as well. All right. You're going to see the dashboard icon, which just takes me back to my dashboard. You'll see the courses icon, your calendar, the inbox, history, and this is the revision history. And then your commons icon, which I'm going to come back to. Studio is a recording app within Canvas where you can record various things. Your students can record, you can record, but we'll talk about that in the 101 course. We're going to talk about the help section in a second, and then boom, 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 very important, your curriculum hub. So let's click on curriculum hub. I know you guys visited this page when you were doing your Canvas exploration as a teacher, but I just want to point some things out to you. Right now, these are all courses developed by PGCPS teachers, particularly or professionals, particularly from curriculum and instruction. All right. If you want to pull up a template that's been developed for your content and you don't want to search through all of this, all you need to do is click in the search box and you can type in your content. Okay? We have other options. If we click on the filter button, we can filter our results by our course, module, assignments, as well as grade level. Okay, so maybe I want to pull up some grade level templates. I want to keep it broad. I just want to search by 8th grade math. I'm going to go ahead and close out my filtering, and I'm going to see the options that I have available for me. Now, I want to check out this Math 8 course. Maybe I want to import this course into my Canvas course because it has great resources in it for my students. I can get a preview of what's in this template by clicking on the link. Now, I get a module preview of what's in this course. So we have an introduction, we have guidance documents or overviews, and then we have a project, a unit project. So if this is something that I want to use in my class, if this is something that I like, I can click on the import/download button and add this content to my course. We're not doing that today. I'm just showing you what you can do within Commons. Remember, what's in it for me? That's in it for you. Okay? I'm going to go back and I want to go to my curriculum hub. I was supposed to start there. I don't know how I ended up where I was. Anyway, so the curriculum hub shows you buttons to some great resources. So we have our big 3 buttons to our PGCPS site, School Max, and Staff Portal. But then when you scroll down, you'll be able to access your curriculum from the various academic programs. So maybe I want to, access the RELA curriculum. So when you click on that button for your content, it's going to pull up the Google Doc, which contains your curriculum resources. So I'm going to go on back. Maybe you want to check out some instructional support resources offered by the technology training team. Cheap plug. Just click on that button and it's going to take you to the T3 website. And look, Canvas is our new learning management system. To learn more about this system, view our Canvas page. All you need to do is click on that button to have immediate access to the Canvas resources. How cool is that? All right, let's go back. And then let's go to the help. This is also important. Within the help, you can access your curriculum hub. In addition, we have 24/7 live chat with Canvas support. The district paid for that. So if you're working in your course and you run into a snag and you can't reach your T3 trainer, guess what? You can chat with someone in from Canvas and they'll be able to help you work out whatever those kinks are. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure you saw that. There's also a training services portal so you can access additional resources on how to Canvas. Okay? All right. When I go back to my dashboard, I think I clearly explained to you all what we wanted you all to explore on your own. So I'm going to make my way back to my presentation. And let's talk about how do you feel about the teacher experience in Canvas? Give us those emojis. Hopefully, you're not feeling as overwhelmed or as whoa when you first joined the session. We know this is new, but guess what? We are here to help you through this, and we're going to get you through this so that you all will be able to Canvas like the all stars that you are. Okay? Awesome. We're going to keep moving. And I just want to review the questions that we asked at the start of our session. Okay, remember the purpose of today's session was not to teach you how to Canvas, but to simply give you a peek at the Canvas learning management system. We wanted you all to just get a quick idea and overview of how this thing works so that you will be more excited about signing up for the Canvas 101 course. Now, to learn more about Canvas and to dive deeper, sign up for that course. We're going to show you how to do that. And that way you'll actually be able to get a real taste test of the Canvas tool. Okay? All right. I'm sorry, Mitchell. You gave us that thumbs down. Hopefully that will change over time. All right. So now my colleague Gina is going to talk to you about the reflection and the next steps. So I'm going to transition to Gina and she's going to get you all started with what's coming next.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I am going to take you through some next steps and some reflection. I know that we've kind of given you this bigger picture. We let you know sort of the expectations, the plans for PGCPS. This year, we want you to know you have this school year. So there were some questions in chat. You don't have to launch this with your kids right now. You could launch this after winter break. That gives you from now until January to sort of play around with it, to work out the kinks, to get a little more comfortable. If you're not comfortable in January, don't worry about it. You can take the rest of the year technically. You have until next school year to be ready to use Canvas with students. However, we did want to provide the opportunity for everyone that might be ready to explore and jump in, and to give you enough time to reasonably learn how to use it. So we do have ongoing support. Please make sure that you check out the Canvas website on our T3 page if you have not yet. Any of the expectations and information related to Canvas are always going to be posted on that page. So you'll always get the latest and greatest there as far as the expectations and plans for rolling out Canvas. We also gave you a chance to look at the student experience. That student experience was designed for the teachers to see what the student experience is like. It is not intended for students. We are working to develop separate activities at each of the levels for students to learn Canvas and explore with Canvas. And there's tons and tons of stuff already out there. I mean, whatever your go-to choice is, whether it's Wakelet or it's Twitter or Facebook, I mean, it is out there. Canvas is very good at what it does, and lots of places use it. So there's tons of resources. But we are developing additional resources within PGCPS. So you are not in this alone, okay? All right, so let's talk about those resources that we mentioned. Okay, one of my colleagues is going to put the link in chat to the Canvas 101 handout, which is an amazing resource for you, really. It has so much information. So you're going to find on that handout, I'm going to pull it up real quick, get a bit better view here. On this handout, you're going to find so much support. So we've got information on how to log in, how to create a sandbox course so that you can start playing around. Anything in your sandbox course can be unpublished. We walk you through all of that information, how to get started step by step, how to import your course templates from the Commons, okay? Because we're telling you, you're going to have your courses in SchoolMax. Well, the content for those is going to be found in Commons. So we have directions on that as well. On page 2 at the top, there's really a lot of very valuable resources. We have a comparison between Canvas and Google Classroom so that you can see side by side, what does this do and what does that do, okay? We have our PGCPS Canvas guidance. This is the expectations. This is what you should be including in your course. All of that information is there. We've got details on the basic elements. Someone was asking earlier, well, what is Commons? What's the point? This document is going to break that down for you, tell you what each of the elements are, okay, and how they're used. We have resources for staff. We have the Canvas page on our website and more. We've got the Canvas community. There's just tons and tons of stuff here. So this is a really great resource for getting started. You could take your time, you know, and really go at your own pace there. So let's take a moment to reflect on your experience. We're going to put another poll in the chat, and that's going to be our closing poll. And now, after today's session, having heard a little bit of information, being provided with information about the resources, tell us how you feel about Canvas. Oh, I love it. Yes. Yes, I love it. I love when it changes too, based on the responses. So if you've not used it before, I think Sarah mentioned earlier, the words that are bigger are words that are entered by more than one person. So I love seeing all these positive words: intrigued, curious, comfortable, better, excited, hopeful, still overwhelmed. I'm right there with you. Start of the school year is rough. I like the middle where things are smoother, but we all have to start somewhere. All right. Awesome. So let's talk about what to do now. I know that when we sent you in for the challenge to look for things, some folks were successful, some folks were not. And that is because, as Michelle mentioned earlier, there is a connection between scheduling and what you see in Canvas. So hopefully by the first week or two of school, everybody will be able to go in and see everything, okay? If you can't see things or you're having trouble, start with your school scheduler. Say, you know, am I assigned as the primary educator? Are students assigned? And if they are, then give it 24 to 36 hours and you should see it in Canvas, okay? Visit the website for live sessions or on-demand resources. This is your opportunity to make a plan for yourself. Are you going to take it baby steps? Each week, you're going to want to learn one new thing in Canvas, or do you prefer to devote, you know, a 2-week time period for yourself to learn it? That's up to you, but you are supported. We do have resources, so please, and if there's something that you think would be really helpful that's missing, you can email T3 and let us know, okay? Also, your school has 3 Canvas champions this school year. Last year, schools had 2 Canvas champions who started out piloting the program, testing it out with kids. It was awesome. And this year you have 3. Those 3 Canvas champions are going to be the folks in your building that are your local experts. They will be able to give you support, answer your questions, and provide you with additional resources. All right. So I believe that will conclude our session of Canvas What's in It for Me. Hopefully you found something useful for you. And if not, we understand. We encourage you to give it a try, to creep into it slowly but surely. Keep asking those questions and reach out to us if you need assistance. Every school has an assigned T3 trainer. And so I'm just going to very quickly, before you leave, go over to the T3 website and show you where you can find some of this information. Right at the top of our page is a yellow banner right now letting you know, hey, click here to get to Canvas. Tons of resources here, just tons and tons of resources. That's our Canvas page, okay? But on our homepage, there is something called Meet the Team. And when you go to that link, you'll be able to see all of the T3 trainers. This is our department. There's not a whole lot of us, but we are mighty and we are here for you. We want to make sure that you have the support you need and you have a great school year. So you can come here. If you don't know who your person is, just click the drop down arrow and locate your school, okay? Each school has an assigned person. And that person, their email address is displayed at the top of the list. That way you'll be able to email them if you have any questions. All right. Once again, thank you so much. We know how busy you are, how crazy the start of the school year is. We thank you so much for joining us today. We wish you the absolute best. May you and your students have a wonderful learning journey this year and stay safe. Thank you so much.